Hi, everybody. Coach Dom Costa with some high school football and basic sports advice. The title of this one is It's Not a Full Scholarship, and I'm not knocking it, but a lot of people just aren't totally aware, and that's why I wanted to make this video, especially with the student loan crisis that's so prevalent in our news today. You'll hear a lot of people, and they will tell you stuff like, hey, my kid got a scholarship to play volleyball, baseball, softball, water polo at some school. And you go, all right, well, here's the question you need to ask. How much of a scholarship? Now, if this young person got a full ride to a Division I school in football, we know, and you can look it up on any website, it's a full ride. It's not a shared scholarship. For baseball or softball at a Division I school, there's only, you can look it up, anywhere from 11, 12, 13 full ride scholarships. They have more than that members of their teams. So some of those scholarships are halves, thirds, or maybe even less if they have more kids on there. If they're at a Division II or a Division III or an NAIA school, it's a whole nother issue itself about how much they're going to pay for your child. And some may pay for it all. Some, you still got to take that student loan out to cover the other 10, 12, 13, 15, $20,000 a year to cover their education. And it's something to think about as you're going on your sports journey. Especially, I got this one from Dave Ramsey, a young lady was promised a scholarship in water polo at a Big Ten school, and they kept putting her off, and she stayed there for 4 years, and she accumulated over $150,000 or more student debt to go to that school. She was just a walk-on. She basically paid big bucks to participate. Now, if that's your dream and goal, and you're willing to burden yourself with that huge debt, that's fine. And again, these are all individual family philosophies about what your student loan debt would be or should be, or if you don't want any student loan debt. Because I think the point of all of this is you need to really assess where you are in your athletic career and how much further you want to go, and what level payment do you want to get for pursuing your dream. And what level of debt do you want to encumber yourself in pursuing your dream? And I think for some, you need to really take that hard look and say, hey, maybe it's going to be over at high school. Maybe it's going to be over at a junior college. Or, hey, I've got the financial wherewithal with family to pay as I go. Some of you may say, hey, well, if I wanted to go to this school X, but Y gives me, I get a partial scholarship, but because their tuition is lower, I'll only encumber myself with a smaller loan debt for going to school there for 4 years. It's a wonderful thing to get an athletic scholarship, even a partial, but you need to ask people, especially if it's not a major sport like basketball or football, is it a full ride? Is that a Division I school? These are just good questions to ask. I hit up a man this last year at a park where I was refereeing. He said his son got a football scholarship to Caltech in California. Now that's a small school. I know it's not a Division I school, so I know that I don't know how much money they really give. So I asked him straight up, I go, well, how much percent did he get? How much did you have to get in a loan a year? And he was really taken aback, like, oh my God, somebody knows the hidden secret. And he told me the amount, but like I told him, I said, what a wonderful opportunity if you guys can do it financially to let him go to a school like that, to network with those people there. A number of Nobel Prize winners went to that school. That's who you're rubbing elbows with at a fine institution like that. You can look them up on U.S. News and Reports. Where is Caltech rated in terms of what a great school it is, in terms of the degrees they offer? And, it probably was a great fit for this young man. But I refuse to accept at face value that someone said, hey, my son got a scholarship to X school. That's a private school that we know just on cursory knowledge of following sports in the United States, it's not a Division I program. So I brought this whole thing up today to talk about because I just want people to be aware of it, that there are these different levels of teams in college, Division 1, 2, 3, NAIA, the smaller schools. And go look that stuff up. Who's giving scholarships? How many scholarships for each sport at each level? What is the percent that is paid? You need to be aware of this. Another thing that comes up is I had a dear friend of mine. He sent his son away to play at a Division II school for football. He got a partial scholarship. He had to take loans out to pay the rest of the way. The young person got hurt his first or second year. He considered coming back home to where I live in California and going to school, but then you have the issue of trying to take those year and a half of college credits from a private institution and see what carries over to a public institution. You might have to throw a half a year away and then go, kind of redo it again and spend the money for that college. It was a heck of a decision. In this case, the young person got better, rehabbed himself really well, and the family was willing to pay the difference and get some loans and pay extra for him to fulfill his dream of playing college football at a Division II institution. So again, it's a bi-family decision-making process of what their philosophy is about getting loans put on their kid, how much they want to pay as they go. I think it's just a matter of people really taking a hard look at your athletic ability and saying, hey, is this the end of it, or do I want to pursue it, and how bad and how much is it going to cost? As I mentioned earlier, you hate to see a young person with a college loan in excess of 6 figures or more to chase a dream if they can't afford it or their family's not going to help them. That's the whole point of it. I just want to let everyone know when you hear someone talking, and usually they're bragging, but that's okay. They love their kids. They're excited. Ask them that question. Is that a full scholarship? How many scholarships are available? Is that a Division I school? Is that a Division II, 3, or NAIA? And ask these questions. These are things you need to be aware of if you have a young person coming up in the sports world, high school sports, and you're considering, perhaps playing in the future at that next higher level. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, comment. Just some points I wanted to bring up, some good questions to ask yourself, your young person who's playing sports. And, it is a little fun, you have to admit, when people are bragging, to hit them up sometimes with a hard question to see what's really going on. Anyway, Coach Dom Costa with some high school football and basic sports advice. Have a great day. Thank you.